yard down, hit the alarm, all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying, man? Everybody just get out like, man, come on, man. They find this nigga 45 minutes after the boo bopping. I got a couple homies love me, couple homies hate me, couple motherfuckers wanna fade me, but they hella shaky. This ain't Parker Brothers, I ain't playing. Move, just let me land. I'm on YouTube chasing all these bands. That's the master plan. Teach a couple lessons, then expand. Can't no go ahead. Reaching people all in Bethlehem. Damn. Reaching people all in Bethlehem. What's cracking, YouTube? And how's everyone doing? This is the Unchained Podcast, and I am Kano3, your host and your guide to these streets. Let me take you on a journey. So one of the worst things, as we all know, that you want to mess around and do while you're locked up in prison is get into a drug debt. Now, drug debt is only going to lead to a few scenarios, right? Boom. You're going to get beat up. You might get hit up. You know what I'm saying? They might bring the straps out on you. You might end up having to roll it up, go to a PC yard. You know what I mean? So either way, when you get in a drug debt in prison, the scenario is going to be extra bad for you. No way you slice it. You know what I mean? So that's exactly where I'm going this time. I got a direction of when some white inmates got their homie up off the yard because of a supposed drug debt. I say supposed because I'm going to get to that later on in the story. You know what I'm saying? So stick around if you want to know why I said supposed drug debt, right? So this new dude come in, and this particular yard that we on at the time, it's real loose. It's real loose with the cell phones. It's real loose with it's tobacco everywhere. It's weed everywhere. That's the least of what's there that's bad to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? This the place where I first seen them boys trip off that K2 on. This it's heroin everywhere. It's everything that you could think of. They had it on that yard. I even think somebody had some liquor one time. You know what I'm saying? So it was a yard that this particular yard was really booming like this because it had a lot of important people, you know, and one of the most important dudes was actually in my building. My building was absolutely kabooming. You know what I mean? Like you could make hundreds of thousands up out of my buildings if you were to want to. I just wasn't into none of that stuff. I was trying to, you know what I'm saying? My old lady was like, when I got locked, she was just like, go do your time. I'm gonna take care of you the whole time. Don't do nothing stupid. You know what I mean? So that's basically what I was trying to do. So, you know, I could have been involved in all that. I had access to everything, man. I could have went crazy, but you know, I didn't. So anyways, you know, it's this new dude that come in, this white dude, white character, Joe Dirt looking dude. I'm talking about real live Joe Dirt, like in the flesh Joe Dirt. So, you know, long hair, skinny, everything, hillbilly looking dude, but he bred it up. He got bread, you know, he got bread. He getting, as soon as he come in, he getting packages, he getting TVs, all the clothes, the shoes. He buying tobacco every day. He buying weed every day. So one thing I noticed about him, right, and we had to warn him about this because you could tell he was one of them white boys that he like blacks. He hang out with the niggas on the street. So you can tell he white. I don't want to say one of us, but on the outside, on the streets, he deal with us. He mess with blacks. He don't really deal with the whites too much. You can tell. He trying to ask us, like when he first started going to store getting canteen, he asking the brothers like on the low, do we need anything? Now I ain't gonna lie, a couple brothers was like, you know, they saw the opportunity. Yeah, man, give me like this, give me a case of soups or give me this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? So a few brothers took that as an opportunity and was trying to use old boy, but I wasn't on that. Plus I didn't need none of that. And we had to let him know, like, man, if your people find out what you doing, bro, they gonna do you bad. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be over here because I ain't even seen you giving them nothing. And they find out you over here giving us stuff, and they would give us cigarettes and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he'll do stuff like we'll be in the bathroom area, and then he'll come right up to the bathroom area and just put a joint right on the bathroom thing and walk away to just random blacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but he wouldn't do that to none of the whites. He wasn't dealing with them. They was actually complaining that he wasn't smoking with them and he wasn't sharing and all this stuff. So he always would get a big old sack and he'll get it fronted and his money will hit, but his money was always good. His money never not hit. He never not had his bread. Pause. So it was just one particular time that his money had took a little bit longer than it was supposed to. So now the dude that was giving him the stuff, he done complained to the white boys. The white boys had to check him. He got the money there fast though. Boom, he had the money wired there in like the next 30 minutes. No problem. I'm telling you, I don't know where this boy was getting his bread from, but he had bread too, and it never ran out. Like, he just kept spinning bread. So now it's this little plot going around, and like I'm kind of privy to the plot because I know one of the white boys or whatever that's kind of planning this on him, and I'm kind of like being nosy, eavesdropping, and I'm paying attention. You know what I mean? So I kind of see this plot unfolding where what they want to do is let him go to Stowe big because they know he go to Stowe huge, get his package. They want to let him go to the Stowe, get his package, let him get it because they know he always get a ball of tobacco and he always get a few caps of the trees. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to wait for him to basically re-up. And when he re-up, they plan on robbing him. So one day, you know, cause I wasn't in the same building with them, you know what I mean? But we would all, when we came out the yard or whatever the case may be, at work, you know, we would all congregate. So we was all like, you know, familiar, all cool. So we wasn't in the same building. They was in the building all the way at the end of the yard, like the one. So one day we go out to the yard and everybody was talking about how the white boys just tried to rob old boy in a building, but he pulled a nutty and the police came in and kind of broke it up and got in the middle of it and basically saved him. But you know, the white boys was like, nah, it's we ain't satisfied. So they done started these rumors about him that he ain't paying his debt, which I know this ain't true. You know what I mean? I know the boy pay his debt. The boy never not paid his debt. So they done started these rumors about him that he owe such and such a drug debt that he ain't paid and he refusing to pay. So they telling everybody like, we tried to do it in the building to keep this a building thing, but he ran and screamed like a little biatch. So we gonna have to do it on the yard. So they basically telling everybody like, yeah, we think we gonna, you know, at yard, if we get the opportunity, we gonna rush him and get him up out of here, you know, and we gonna do him bad. So, you know, y'all get rid of anything that y'all got. If y'all got anything y'all don't want to get cracked or anything like that, you know, man, y'all get rid of it because we finna do him bad. You know what I mean? So I remember, where was I at? Was I on the basketball court or the pull-up? I think I was on like the pull-up bars. I think I was working out with my partners, and I know it's supposed to go down. Mostly, a lot of people know it's supposed to go down. The yard damn near empty. Didn't nobody even want to come outside. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a few of us that be out there doing our thing. So he been in laps though. I don't know, cause I ain't never really seen him been no laps. Man, he been in like cocky laps, like ain't nobody gonna touch me. You know what I mean? Like he walking around like ain't nobody finna touch me, and I'm finna walk laps around everybody and ain't nobody finna do nothing about it, right? So he bending laps. I'm on like the far side of the track though. When he get to the other side of the track, man, where the white boys is at, man, you ever seen that scene when I think it's like the Road Runner and like the Coyote, like when they finally meet, boom, and they go at it, and it's just a big old ball of dust. All you see is fighting and dust and smacking sounds and niggas getting dinged over the head. And that's all I could see. I could just see fists coming out of piles of dust. I could just see fists coming up out of piles of dust. Like, you know, it was just, I don't know what it was, just dust. I don't know why the dust came up like that. Dust was everywhere, so you couldn't really even see it. And they whooping him good. Like I'm talking about, I could barely see it, but I could see good enough to where I could see they whooped him good. They whooped him good, you know what I mean? So like, and got away with it. Got up, boom, did the whole little nine, got rid of their little clothes, exchanged the clothes, flushed them down a little outside toilet that was right there, put just the regular blues on, you know, and they just went back to their business like everything was normal, right? And they had their hands and stuff covered up, you know what I mean? So everybody that got up on him, they all had their hands covered up. So the dust piled, the dust settles. This nigga get up off the ground, bruh. Looking crazier than ever. But I'm talking about hair everywhere, knots everywhere, leaking. He whole face beat red, beat in, shirt toe all up, pants toe all up, one shoe on. He just kept walking laps around the track. Listen, we still probably had I don't know how much more time we had back left on the yard, probably like another 30, 40 minutes on the yard, right? He walked the laps that whole time, dragging his foot like Frankenstein. I'm like, bro, this is the craziest thing I ever seen. And he like, I know he's seen us. We seen him, like, you know what I mean? We locked eyes and he knew just like, damn, I couldn't do nothing but shake my head because I knew that they just did that, you know, just to brutalize that boy. He didn't owe no drug debt. That boy money was good. I know it was good. He always paid. They was just really hating and jealous of him because they was really, the rest of them was really, they didn't have nothing going on. You know, so that's the real reason why they got up on him. So finally, yard recall. So now, you know, yard over, everybody going. So as soon as yard is over, they noticing. Bam, so now they talking about some yard down. Man, so now they yard down, hit the alarm, all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, man? Everybody just get out like, man, come on, man. They find this nigga 45 minutes after the boo-bop him? Come on, man. All right, so now they basically locked down the yard. They close all the exits because we was all leaving. So now they closed down the exits. The white boys done already managed to get on before they got on fast. So they got through the gate before they was able to close the gate back and lock everybody in. So now we all got to sit here on the yard and come through one by one and get checked. Like everybody got to take their fucking clothes off. They got to check everybody's knuckles, make sure ain't nobody's knuckles swolled up or bruised up for beating on the boy. Cause they pressing charges. They pressing charges. So they got to make sure ain't nobody swolled up or bruised up or nothing like that. If your knuckles is bruised up or it look like you've been fighting, then they're gonna cuff you and you're gonna be under investigation for assaulting that boy. But everybody, they already done got gone. So like I said, so we all ended up getting back to the building. We get back to the building. Man, everybody in there like, bro, did y'all see that? Did y'all see how they did him? Like, I didn't really see it because I was kind of far away, but I did see him getting on him. But man, it was some messed up thing because like I said, he was a Joe Dirt dude. I'm talking about he'll probably like, I'd say like 115, 120, you know, and that's soaking wet. He was one of them real skinny dudes, like the type of skinny where you could see like, you could see his bones, like his bones right here around his pelvis area and his ass area. Like you could see his bones. He was that skinny, like he had been in a camp. You know what I mean? It was wild. It was wild. So, you always gotta like you can't flodge on niggas like that just because you got a little bit of bread, and you feel like you could put that in people's face and rub that in people's face, man. They gonna take it the wrong way, especially in jail, especially when you dealing with the white boys and Hispanics. They got this thing to where you got to kick in the kitty, boy. You got to put something in the kitty for the rasa. You got to put something in the kitty for the skin, boy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how they operate. The blacks, we do that too, but it ain't like we don't do it for everybody. Like, I'm going to put a kitty together. It's going to be for the Crips. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods will have their kitties. The gangsters will have their kitty. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And that's how we move, like, but we do come together and put, I done been places where the blacks had an all black kitty for any black that came in that was good and respected. You know what I mean? You could get you a nice little kitty. I done got nice little kitties coming in, but they do it all the time. That's why I emphasize that. You know what I mean? It's not really a part of our program that's mandatory or demanded. With them, it more so is, you know what I mean? It's something that they got to do. They have to have it right for their people when they come in. You got to have your soap. You got to have a deodorant. You got to have at least the bare essentials to get you through, for the time being until you can hit stow, or we can figure something out, how you can start making money and we can get you stow. Like, that's how they be operating. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different type of program when you over here trying to get a black cigarettes and joints and you ain't even broke bread with your own people. Yeah, they finna get up at you. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta watch your head, man, and keep your noggin tucked. Like I always tell y'all. All right, you know what this is, man. It's Blue Cheese Entertainment. There's been another one like the other one. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe, man. Let me know that you mess with me. Get your boy in that algorithm, baby. Peace.